What's up? What a week this is with these crazy releases, so much coming out all in one week, and weather delays, which I've never thought I'd even talk about, affecting the market as we are seeing some delays a lot across the board this week on Mealy Stocks. Let's talk about all that. Hello, welcome to episode 22. Emmett Smith of the Mealy Stocks series that we do each and every week. My name is Jameel. I am a card shop owner here in Gainesville, Florida. We're part of the Slab Stocks Network, and we just try and bring you some cool information each week and have some topics that you'd enjoy. It seems like the last few episodes that we've been doing have been some content that you guys really like. We went to the Dallas Card Show a few weeks ago, gave some report back, talked about the state of the hobby. Last week, I talked a little bit about allocations. That was a hotly, not to say contested, but it was definitely an interesting topic. I think a lot of you enjoyed that. I tried to respond to some of your comments this week regarding that. And then this week, I want to just kind of talk about all the releases that are coming out in the wax world, as well as how weather is really affecting the whole distribution model for cards right now, which is wild. I'm sitting here on a Tuesday night. It's actually really, really late. And I've had a crazy day. I'll show you why. But we have not even got any of our stuff, and nothing has really even been shipped that's supposed to be coming out tomorrow in the card shop. So it's going to be a very interesting week, and we'll talk a little bit about that. But first, as you guys know, I like to share just something that's going on with the shop. Today, I had a very unique experience. Had a chance to do an autograph signing with the head ball coach, the 1966 Heisman winner, the 1996 National Championship coach himself, Stephen Orr Spurrier, and my wife, our team here at the shop, PSA. We had a private signing, and we had some customer tickets that we sold. We are going to be doing some really cool things with his restaurant that's coming out in Gainesville, Florida. So for those of you who don't know, Coach Spurrier is opening a restaurant called Spurrier's Gridiron Grill in the middle of this year, and it's going to be hopefully the start of kind of a surge of growth with sports, more and more sports in this college town of Gainesville, Florida. So we did that today. Here's a quick picture of us. If you're looking for some Spurrier items, I actually I dove deep into kind of the realm of catchphrases and things that Coach Spurrier is known for. So we have a lot of mini helmets, footballs, flats like 8x10s, 11x14s that are available. I don't have anything on our website right now because I'm afraid that if I put it all up, it's going to sell in store. So what we're going to do is we'll just kind of take calls in. You can always contact our shop, Google us, and we'd love to get you some really cool Steve Spurrier autographed items. And they're all PSA authenticated, which you can't go wrong with. Witness or in the presence PSA. All right, so kind of a little bit about some things you get to do as a card shop owner. You never think that you'd be getting to meet people. It's been really cool. If you check our Instagram, just a couple days ago, Sam Presti came through. Today, Steve Spurrier. Tomorrow, maybe Michael Jordan will stop in. But it's just cool, and I'm very thankful. I don't want to take it for granted, the opportunity that I get as a card shop owner to just be at the front of all of this and be involved with really all things sports, collectibles, autographs, memorabilia, which is really cool. So let's talk a little bit about this week with releases, and I'll go through some of the products this week. If you haven't been paying attention, there is a lot happening in the form of, I think, all of the sports: basketball, football, hockey, Star Wars, Formula One racing, and Pokemon. So it's kind of interesting for me covering this gamut. Let's start out with the Hoopers out there. So basketball this week, we have not only the sticker collection, which I think is being released this week, and many of you know about the Panini stickers. If you followed any of the sticker sticker values in the last couple years, we've seen some increases in the rookie stickers and, of course, the LeBron and the mainline guys, specifically with grading. So the 2021 sticker collections are going to be coming out through Panini, as well as certified basketball, which for many of you, certified basketball, I'm looking at the price point, and I don't usually talk about wax and price points from the standpoint of investing, but if you compare certified to hoops, they're about the same right now. And certified, has some nice autographs. You typically will see some on-card autographs. And it might be a unique element for those of you out there who want to invest in some wax. Certified is not a flagship brand like Hoops is, but I do see it with the hits and those elements where people love just kind of what they can get out of Hoops. The inserts are cool. The cards are a nicer stock. Hoops is, I'm sorry, Certified is being released tomorrow. And so that's going to be cool. We'll have some of it in the shop. Like I said earlier, the weather issues are delaying a lot of it. But that'll be interesting. So two releases in basketball this week, as far as I know. Again, I don't know if some of this is changing too on the cusp, but this is what I'm aware of. As well as in the world of hockey, one of the big releases, actually the biggest release in my eyes, the Cup, comes out tomorrow. And the Cup, as you guys know, with 1920, there's been so much focus on 2021 hockey with Alexis Lafreniere, and he's kind of had a slower start. But then you look back at the 1920 guys and Cal McCarrs and Jack Hughes, Quinn Hughes, and there's been a lot more excitement out of the 1920. And if you've paid attention, a 1920 hockey product, specifically things like SB Authentic, Black Diamond, Series 1, Series 2, a lot of that stuff's trended up about 15-20% in the last month. So 1920 hockey, the Cup coming out. Why is the Cup so big? Well, it's the NT basketball of hockey, right? It's the upper deck exquisite, high end, really unique, the cards that we grew to love in the 2000s, early 2010s, before Upper Deck lost their licensure with basketball and football. But the Cup has kind of been around, and so when you think about someone like a Connor McDavid true RPA, that's what you're going to see. The Cup is the high-end brand. Most everything is on card. I don't think they really have any stickers. High-end premium patches. Beautiful stuff. Take a look. If you can get into some breaks, or you can buy a box of it if you can find it. I heard it's been pretty harshly allocated this year, but the Cup hockey is tomorrow as well. All right, so we have two basketball releases. We have hockey releases. Let's talk about it. We'll go chronologically in the order that it is with Wednesday. But there's two non-sport releases, and I think it's really unique to me in the fact that not just Star Wars, but Marvel have become very they've been put in the limelight. Well, many of you already know that Marvel cards, just in general, have shot through the roof. The early 90 Impels, the 90, 91, 92, some of those early Metal Universes, 93, the Jusco Masterpieces, just some of those things that are from my childhood, looking back, very exciting, right? Marvel, Spider-Man, Hulk, Iron Man, all the movies that we've come to love, kind of going back to that artwork. And another thing I like about Marvel and the cards for the longevity is I think a younger demographic, a millennial generation, Gen Z, yada, yada, I think that they're going to be a little bit more keen to that and buying and holding because the cards are just so stinking cool. You have these retro graphics, retro artworks, and I think it's just, to put it lightly, I think it's pretty dope looking. So, Marvel is something that's really been cool. And so a product called the Upper Deck Marvel Ages is released tomorrow, has some kind of carrybacks to the comic covers and the blending of cards and comics, which I always like. I think that's kind of a cool kind of world. So that's coming out tomorrow. I haven't done my homework on all the inserts and all the things, but I know with Upper Deck and Marvel, you get some really cool inserts in their products. So hopefully you guys can snag a box from your local card shop. I don't know if we're going to be having much, so I can't really tell you how much from that side, and we'll get into the weather here in a second. And then secondarily, Topps 2021 Star Wars Signature Series, which from my understanding, I know they've done kind of some similar things like it, but it's just like a Topps Archives 2021, like a box like this, where you get the one kind of sealed autograph card. And it'll be very, very cool to see kind of the autographs that come out of it. I was looking at some of them online and how they were selling. The boxes are trending between $90 and $100 for a box. And for a Star Wars single card autograph, that's fairly high in the market. So that tells me something about non-sports cards. As we talk about Marvel, as we talk about Star Wars, we could talk about things like Garbage Pail Kids, Stranger Things, all the kind of elements of non-sports that there is and how it's growing very quickly. Don't sleep on it, folks. Don't sleep on non-sports. It's there. It's very present. And I do think the demographic of people collecting sports cards don't always relate with sports, but they can with non-sports. So there's some intriguing elements there to me as a sports card shop owner and how I buy and sell cards. I do know with Marvel, I've been paying attention to some of the graded cards. Holy smokes! Seeing these 1990, 1991 cards that when I first started the shop, had in 10-cent and 50-cent boxes. So just kind of wild to think about that. But it's cool. It's really cool. All right, so let's keep moving on this this list this crazy week. So we've got 2 basketball, hockey, 2 non-sports. We're at 5 releases, and then Friday, limited football will be out from Panini, as well as Topps Dynasty Formula One Racing, which is kind of a really unique. We'll get into that in a second. But Topps Dynasty, Panini Limited Football coming out. I know a lot of people are you either love it or hate it. Some people just absolutely love the limited football, especially with the booklets that you can hit. They have some really unique things in that. It's a 3-pack product. You get 3 packs in a box. I think they're trending around 400 to 450 as well. But that's a Friday release. Probably will be delayed in a lot of elements as well. But another exciting release from football, the 2020 class. I don't know if you guys are really paying attention to this when it comes to the 2020 football. But I was talking to Joey and Brian the other day, guys that work here in the shop. And we were kind of discussing how the upward trend of football is very interesting 2020-wise. I know that we're in a time like no other before, and this time last year, 2019 football was kind of on a downtrend. But I don't really remember a time in an offseason when football product specifically when, Optic was released last week, huge hit, great product. Downtowns are great, the autos are great. The cards are selling for a lot of money. I didn't expect the cards to sell for as much as they are. And granted the boxes are expensive, but it's really cool to see football and the growth of football, the popularity of football continuing really after the Super Bowl. Of course, the Tampa Bay Bucks won the Super Bowl. Tom Brady, the man, the GOAT. I'm a Tampa Bay fan. But it's just really, really, really cool to kind of see this progression that now in basketball we've always seen it. Now we might be seeing it in football a little bit. And I don't know if that's going to follow trend, but I think in America specifically, domestically, basketball and football cards are probably the most, be careful how I say it, but I would say they're probably the most popular in terms of people willing to splurge on it. Baseball might be the most popular, but I don't see the splurging there. It's the same in hockey and soccer. Soccer is obviously probably more popular internationally, just like basketball. But limited football, very interesting product. I think it's a 14-box case, which is interesting configuration. But Topps is releasing Formula One Racing Dynasty, and soon they're also going to be coming out, I think, with a Topps Chrome. So look at this. Now we have, this whole international world of Formula One racing. We know about racing cards and NASCAR cards that we see with Panini, but Topps going out there and kind of taking a step in that international market. I do know it will be very interesting to see it. And the first release for Formula One cards from a main flagship brand being Dynasty, which is a high-end brand. So it'd be really cool to see some of the cards. I haven't had a chance to look at the autograph list. I'm guessing in my mind maybe some Schumachers and Andretti's and some of these guys. We'll see if they have the legends and some of the newer guys. But just really cool. This is another element, right, of sports that we're branching out. I look at it as, if NASCAR had a soccer, if that makes any sense. You have this international. I know in Europe, I know in South America, it's very, very, very popular. Asia. So let's see how this pans out. Another world of cards, Formula One racing. Be very interesting to kind of see how it pans out. So that's it. Going back through it, certified basketball, sticker basketball, Star Wars signature, Upper Deck the Cup hockey, Marvel Ages, limited football, and then Topps Dynasty Formula One racing. So a lot of stuff, man. That is a lot of stuff coming out in 1 week. But I say all that to say the weather in our country, and now I have not experienced it all because we live here in Florida, but the weather in our country is going to probably affect a lot of distribution. I didn't mention Pokemon yet, which I'll get to, but it's going to affect a lot of distribution across the country. I know Panini, I had talked to some folks, in the Dallas area, that's where Panini is kind of located, saying how power outages, for 40 hours and 10-degree weather, 8-degree weather has caused all these massive, massive, massive issues in getting stuff printed out getting stuff shipped out. So I can definitely see a lot of these releases being pushed back, not just this week, but the following weeks to come. So this weather has really put a nix on a lot of the new releases to come out in the next 2 to 3 weeks. So be mindful of that. If you're braking folk, you may not be able to brake with your breakers. If you're looking for your card shops, be a little bit patient. Give your card shops a couple days. But again, those Friday releases, limited, Formula One, they may not come out until the following week. Now, I talk about that with weather because it makes me think a lot about how cards are put out so quickly. So if you are somebody who does get a chance to rip some of that stuff, I would say you have a higher propensity to make more on those cards if you're going to sell them on eBay quickly, because there may not be as many cards out this first weekend. So be thinking about that if you're looking to flip cards or you're ripping some cards and you want to put your hits up online. You typically will always do that, but there may be more of a demand for that in these releases because not all the shops will really get that stuff. So if you do get it, consider yourself lucky and enjoy that. Lastly, one of the biggest releases I've seen in a long time in anticipation is Pokemon Shining Fates. This is a release that is not considered a booster box release. It's only going to be done in Elite Trainer boxes and the what I would call the promo boxes. You are not going to have booster boxes with this. Why is this such a big release? I'm sure Aaron will put it on the screen because I'm not doing my editing very well this week. But it is the Shiny VMAX Charizard, which we had in Darkness Ablaze with just the regular Rainbow Rare VMAX Charizard. But now it's the Shiny, and it's a very cool looking card. A lot of people are excited about it. That is the big chase. But let me say this about Shining Fates. This past week in my shop, I've had probably about 50 to 60 phone calls. Are you getting Shining Fates? When's it coming in? How much can I buy? How much will it be? And it's showing me a lot about the Pokemon market. I'm sure many of you have saw that press release who are into watching Pokemon and seeing it, how they're going to be reprinting some stuff, how they put out kind of a memo to the world to say, hey, look, we know that there's a shortage. We're going to do our best to reprint some sets. Some of you heard about the Post Malone virtual concert on February 17th, I think it is, which again is just drawing more and more and more and more eyes and momentum to the Pokemon world. 25th anniversary this week. You're seeing more celebrities get into it. People are breaking it left and right. It's becoming harder to get. Older wax keeps going up. The graded cards, the higher end keeps going up. So very, very, very big release with the Pokemon world. Shining Fates on Friday. They will have, I'm sure, retail elements in Walmarts and Targets. I don't want to go into the retail world because it just seems like it's becoming a darker and harder place for many people. It brings up a lot of anxiety and animosity. It kind of is what it is. We've created it. You know, there is such a demand now. There's a shortage of supply. And it's crazy to think that, right? Because we also say, man, there's a lot of product out there, but the demand is so strong, especially for Pokemon. So we'll see how that goes. I'm sure some of those first graded Charizards, Black Labels, and PSA 10s will sell for some astronomical amounts. But that's kind of the fun in this all, right? So hopefully that's a little bit about this week from the shop. We've covered a lot, man. We've done autograph signings, gone over every almost sport release, and then just talked about Pokemon. I hope to bring you some more good content over these next coming weeks. Excuse me, this week I'm a little tired. It's very late here. I'm getting this episode done at about 1 a.m. So hopefully it came across clearly. But again, if you want to check out something with our shop, we had the Steve Spurrier signing today. If you're looking for an autographed item, give us a phone call or shoot us an email, and follow us on our platforms. But until I see you next week, have a good time. Be safe out there for those of you who are dealing with this weather. You're in my thoughts and prayers. I know it's a crazy time. And I guess until I see you next time, see ya. Peace out.